everybody, welcome back to the channel. This video is actually a request by my friend Annie to sort of do an intro into card making, like what stuff might you want out of the gate, and sort of what's the best way to get into things a little more economically. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you might add pockets to the inside, or really the outside of any card. So in terms of getting into things economically, basically I would recommend starting with a single tool and, well, maybe two. So you will definitely want something to cut cards at a straight 45-degree angle. So some kind of paper trimmer is going to help you out a lot. This one is nice, and it has this secondary scoring blade, which will basically put a crease in your paper so you can fold it easily. So something like this would be good. Here in Wisconsin, we see Fisker's products a lot because their headquarters is very close to us. So typically they're easier to get blades from, but whatever is carried the most at your local craft store will probably be the best option. There are a million pretty things to buy, so I would say starting with some sort of a card kit or some sort of a paper pad and ephemera combo that you really like the art style of would be a good place to start. So I'll make two recommendations. The first is that Spellbinders has been putting their last year's kits on sale for somewhere between $20 to $25. And these are a really good deal to get a lot of different types of stuff to try card making with. I've got a bunch of different unboxing videos, but basically you'll always basically get a pad of paper and matching ephemera. As you can see, these are pretty big packs, so something that gives you a decent amount will make your life a little bit nicer. These also come with stamps and dies that we won't really worry about too much today. This is nice. It's nice that it comes with both a foam and a double-sided adhesive, so you don't necessarily need to worry about that right away. And it also comes with dies. We won't worry about those out of the gate. And it usually comes with a couple different kinds of stickers. These are sort of more dimensional ones, meaning they're thicker than just flat stickers. But I always think stickers are a really good option if you're just starting out. And then these come with letter stickers as well. It also, these particular kits almost always come with some variety of sequin. These are white iridescent, which I don't know if the iridescence is picking up on camera, but they're pretty cool. And then traditionally in these kits, you'll also get a bunch of cardstock, which is nice because it will most likely match your pad. As you can see, like this is a spring kit, so these are all very springy colors. And then you have things like your black and your metallic gold, which are nice sort of neutrals, and you can use, aren't really necessarily tied to the card kit. I seem to have taken them out of here, but you'll always get 10 card bases, which are just very similar to something like this. These are, not on screen. These came from Hobby Lobby, and these will sometimes go on sale for about 40% off. So these are a pretty good deal. They also come, this is a 50-pack, but they come in much smaller packages as well. I know you mentioned you were interested in doing some 5x7 cards. They definitely make that. I tend to work on a smaller form factor usually, but, it all basically is the same. Amazon also is a great place for that kind of stuff. But really the thing that's going to make your life easy is ephemera and paper that matches, because then everything will pretty much go with everything. I know you also mentioned that you like, well, let's look at the other option first, and I'll get back to that. So, the other option is just buying the pad of paper and ephemera. As you remember, we played with these on one of your lives. Again, you get a good bit of ephemera, and depending on your brand of pattern paper, I didn't open the Spellbinders paper, but the Spellbinders paper is much more of like a copy paperweight. It's just pretty. Where some brands, this Not Too Shabby, which I really like their products a lot. They have a very sketchy kind of art style, or doodly. I don't know. It probably has a better word than that, but whimsical. There's a better word that I really like and vibe with. But I would say look at what's around and pick something that matches your taste. And once we have all the cool stuff, we probably need a way to put that together. So I would suggest that there might be a couple things to look at. One we looked at already, which is double-sided tape. I know that you have lots of that on hand from some of your other crafting, so that might be a good option to start with. Really, you just need to line around the edges, and then you can get paper to stick to each other pretty well. You also, in one of your videos, said that you use mono glue. I think you had the aqua. This is the white glue version. But some kind of strong glue like this, tacky glue works as well. Will be helpful to gluing things that aren't paper together. And then in this bottle, I have a paper-specific glue, or PVA glue. This came from Amazon, and it's this Lenco pH neutral. Basically, this stuff is great in that it gives you a little more working time than double-sided tape, but it will attach pretty quickly. I also saw someone recently recommend Dollar Tree has a tacky glue that's supposedly very quick drying that I know I've heard some people talk about positively. Although, you can buy whatever works for you. Um, you can also buy these fine tip glue bottles, which I like because I find that sort of um, often typical glue bottles will just put out way too much glue. And I don't think I have any example on hand, but if you put too much glue on paper, it's going to warp, and that's kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes it seem a little less nice. But anyway, kind of like the E6000 you were looking at, this also has a needle tip. It works the same way. The nice thing about the pH neutral glue is it's water soluble, so basically, if your glue bottle gets jammed, you can soak it in water and usually recover it and not have to toss it. The mono glue basically has a detail end, right out of the gate built into the bottle, which is also kind of a nice thing. So anyway, there's that. I can just show you that if you're not familiar with the mono glue, it's got a fine tip one that allows you to put out a very small amount of glue. Basically, with paper crafting, you use less glue than you want. So, since I've already been rambling for a while, let's talk about pockets. Probably the easiest way, and you can even do this on cards you might already have, like if you purchased a card you really like that has a blank section inside, is as you can see, this is just, it's the card base folded up, but I mean, you can just cut a piece of card stock. You can either cut it square or you can cut it at an angle. I don't know if this is, oh, you can see it on camera fine. So this one is sort of at a diagonal, or you can cut a triangle, which will give you sort of more of a tuck pocket, like it won't hold the thing in as securely, but it's nice because it's not, like a corner pocket isn't going to take up all your room here as well. Of course, you can do a very tall pocket and then just write on it. So that's probably the easiest. For a square pocket, you just glue it on three sides. For something more like this kind of a tuck pocket, you just glue on these two, and then it would be good to go. I would recommend using a wet glue because the dry adhesives like double-sided tape stay sticky forever. Here, this that we I think I showed you this one already, but this one both has a tuck pocket. That's how you would put something in there, and then a square pocket. So, two square pockets, in fact. Anyway, so that would be my recommendation. I wanted to just show you that, like, with some pattern paper, this I made. It's not ephemera, but like you can make a card that looks like this. That looks very professional and cool. Just with a paper trimmer and some glue and some paper. So I definitely suggest that you try it out. If it's something that interests you, I would say just don't break the bank initially. I know a lot of people have gotten paper trimmers at Walmart that work just as well as, sort of the national brand. So that's always an option too. And if there are particular products you're interested in sourcing, let me know. I do have a referral link for Not Too Shabby. I'll leave that below, and I'll also leave a link to Spellbinders in the description if you're interested in that. And if there's anything else you need, just let me know. I started this about 2 years ago, and it's turned into one of my favorite ways to spend time. So hopefully it will for you as well.